I call him Bush McCray every now and then. That's what the young fellas, they don't even know who Bush McCray is. Go watch Blue Chips. It's a classic. NIL, name, image, and likeness, which is still a thing because now you can still make money every time. Not sometimes, every time, gonna make the extra pass. So that the day when we're winning games, everybody's looking good.
All right, so let's go back, man. Tell me about the emotions, how you felt when you got drafted 21st overall in Portland.
Oh, go to Earl Alfonso, bro. Yes, sir.
That's my guy.
AYG.
Celebrate your game.
Yep. $10 million and telling you to go build a roster and you lose, you out. You're out. You know what I mean? It's different times. It's about basketball and it's about winning. And you're done, right? The decision makers typically don't look like us. They typically don't look like us. So if you're a young brother, young sister growing up in the DMV or wherever you're growing up at, right? If you make one wrong move.
Who you with?
Game related.
Stay game related, man.
My man. Stay game related, man.
Stay game related, y'all.
Stay game related, man.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related, man. The best in the business.
Stay game related. You gotta stay here locked in.
When you make it in life, you always want to give back. Yeah. Same what you doing right now. These kids
have faith, believe in God.
Cool.
Put that work in.
Stay game related, man.
Stay game related, man. Listen, game related for sure.
My man.
Yeah, stay game related, y'all.
So stay game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related. Game related. Stay game related.
Stay game related.
All right, stay game related.
Stay game related. Stay game related.
My man.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
All right. Stay game related, man.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
Stay game related.
All right, my man.
Stay game related. Stay game related.
Yeah.
Stay game related.
My man.
Stay game related.
My man.
Y'all better stay game related.
When the whole world be waiting for you, but if you want some local shit, you won't even know.
Welcome to Game Related, where we highlight opportunities for former athletes with the thought process of giving future generations a better understanding about the game. These conversations are meant to bring awareness to the hardships and opportunity that come along with the game. Let's get game related. All right, y'all, we are back with another episode of Game Related. Very, very excited about this show today. We got our guy flew in. Nolan Smith, as y'all know, is a local legend here. Did his thing at St. John's, Riverdale Baptist, then went on to Oak Hill. National champion at Duke, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Drafted, by the Portland Trail Blazers. Just a long resume, man. He gonna come in here and talk to us about just Memphis, what's going on in college, and just give us some overall tips, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
Man, so how's things going for you?
It's going great. You know, you mentioned my accolades a little bit. The game has been really good to me. You know, obviously putting in work at a very early age, growing up in the DMV area, growing up in run and shoot, going against guys like yourself, and just going against competitors, going against guys that wanted to be great, which ultimately made me great, going against Chris Wright, Adrian Bowie. You know, I could name everybody. Like, there's so many guys that we had the honor of going against. They pushed me. That's why I was able to get to where I wanted to get to, and obviously just having a dream at an early age and going after it.
Nah, man, that's cool. So, man, let's get into Memphis, man.
Yep.
You know, I thought y'all had a pretty good year. It probably didn't end the way you wanted it to.
Yeah.
But, you know, what went well? What you think y'all could have done differently, and what did you learn?
Learned a lot. You know, first year, my goal was to go in there and help Coach Penny Hardaway establish a culture, affect winning. And we had a really good, talented group. We won big games early on in the season. We had UConn, Michigan State, and Maui. We come back, we beat Ole Miss by like 25. And one thing about Coach Hardaway, we beat Virginia on the road, Clemson on the road. So Coach Hardaway, he does not duck anybody, right? Every year, our schedule next year is going to be crazy. He don't duck anybody, especially because when you play in the American League, your non-conference schedule has to be loaded.
Yeah.
Because obviously the people watching, the guys that are making decisions, the decision makers, they don't really give the American League the respect that it deserves. So you got to play a great non-conference, dominate that, and then go in conference and kill. That's what we did this year, which is why we ended up getting a 5 seed in the tournament. And at the end, it pretty much came down to injuries. We lost Tyrese Hunter. He was obviously one of our best players all season long, helped us beat UConn, helped us win every single game this year. So when you lose him, and, you know, PJ Harry lost his road dog, right? His whole season long road dog. And then, came up against a really good Colorado State team.
Yeah, that kid, I think he going to the green room.
Got right to the green room.
Yeah, he was nice. That game, yeah, he was tough. He was tough. So, man, what is it like playing underneath a Hall of Fame NBA player?
Expectations are high. Expectations are high. But I've been fortunate enough to work under Coach K, who his expectations as a coach were extremely high. So I already have high expectations for myself as a coach and what the job is and what I need to do every single day. But then you go and now you're under Coach Penny Hardaway, who has probably even higher expectations especially from a player standpoint, because he did it at such a high level. One of the OG 6'8", 6'9" point guards. You know, I call him Bush McCray every now and then. That's the young fellas, they don't even know who Bush McCray is. Go watch Blue Chips. It's a classic. But just his mindset for the game, the way he sees things, you know, as a point guard, he just sees the game differently. So being able to be around him every single day and watch the way he thinks, watch the way he teaches, little tricks that a point guard, even bigs, can have to score the ball or create plays for somebody else. He's constantly giving that knowledge. So I'm just right now just being a sponge to be blessed to be able to learn from another great in this game. I mean, I'm constantly, if I can have my pen and paper out on the court, I'd have it out. But I'm always just mentally taking notes of what I'm learning from him.
It's crazy. I'm thinking about like point guard stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so you remember this Alvin. So when we was at Niagara, we had a point guard. He was a lot older than us, but he would pressure us. And if we would turn, he would just get that steal, right? And I never really understood that until he sat down and taught it to me, right? And so I'm just thinking of little nuances that you could teach kids. Like, if you don't mind, I don't know if you could share any of it, but like, what's something that he tells a point guard?
You bringing that up, it has me thinking right away. So we do ball handling every day before we start practice. So if you're going down the court, you make a move, as a good defender that has long arms and reach behind you and tip it, right? You make that move, you keep it in that same hand without throwing it out, throw it right back to that other hand and burst the speed.
And
he does that with our guards because the back tap.
Yeah.
Don't want to get back tapped. So make the move, throw it over to the opposite hand, and now you keep going once you get past that defender. Little things like that he's constantly teaching.
That's a gem right there. Yeah. If you ever got back tap, pause in the half court, that's like one of the worst feelings because it's an easy layup. Yes. Then you probably go to the bench.
You might as well, as soon as it happens, go ahead and look good. Look to the bench. Somebody's coming to get you. Go ahead, jog it over there.
So, man, talk to me about, I think a lot of people have a misconception of what is a role of an assistant coach.
Yep.
Like, talk about what your role is as an assistant coach.
Assist. Keyword, assist. It's my job to assist the head coach, echo what he wants addressed to the team, and echo it loudly, do it at a high level, get guys in the gym, get guys better. But then also, and Coach Penny knows, obviously, I want to be a head coach. So you're constantly learning, right? You're constantly learning behind your head coach, taking notes, how he runs his practices. You're learning, you're taking the good, the bad, the what you would do, what you wouldn't do, all while being respectful and honoring your head coach, right? And that's when you become a really good assistant. When you know how to move like that and just help your players get better and echo the culture that your head coach is trying to establish and help him win, at that point, it'd probably be time for you to become a head coach.
Okay. No, that's a great answer. That's because a lot of times you'll hear assistant coaches, kind of have their thought process, and it's not really, it should be what the head coach wants. Yeah, it's a tough thing to learn how to do.
It's tough. Yeah. It's tough. It's not about your thought process at all.
It is.
Right? You have to learn how to keep all of your opinions to yourself. Like, because we all do, right? We're all basketball minds. We all want to, all right, nah, coach, you can't do it that way. No, well, that ain't going to get it done. That'll get you fired. That'll get you fired as an assistant coach. Because now if your coach asks you what you think, okay, give it to him. But there's a way you give it to him. There's a way that you present it to him. There's a way that you go about things as an assistant coach to where you don't challenge your head coach, but you challenge him lightly.
Yeah.
Challenge him lightly just to make sure he knows, obviously, you assisting him, right? You're just trying to give him some what's the word I'm looking for?
Just a different perspective.
Right? You're trying to give a different perspective just so he sees it. And then he might go, oh, man, I like that, appreciate that. Man, let's put that in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, you can put that in. And that's when he might bless you, right? Sometimes the head coach might have full control of practice. Then sometimes you give him some, right? You give him that perspective, right? And you know what? You deliver it to the team. That's
a gem right there. That's a gem, man. Make sure y'all listen to that, man. So let me ask you this. What is a misunderstanding about college basketball where we are right now that the average parent or viewer probably doesn't understand?
True. That's a great question. Misunderstanding. I'd probably say the biggest one that I think that's out there that parents, kids, handlers, agents understand that this thing is now really, really, really big business.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a business, but now with revenue share payments, NIL, name, image, and likeness, which is still a thing, because now you can still make money off your name, image, and likeness, which is what it started out to be. Right? Now it's a business. So you all have your agents, you have your handlers, you have your people making phone calls to coaches, trying to get the job done for you. At the end of the day, for you as a young athlete, your game still has to do the talking. Your game still has to do the talking. Your game will create the market for yourself. And for us as coaches, we also have to come up with the market and what your value is and how can you help us win. At the end of the day, now with the game being what it is, we have to win.
Like right now?
Right now, we have to win. So families, y'all might think that your child, your son can come in and help us win right now. If we don't think that, we're going older.
Yeah.
Because if we don't win, we're fired.
Yeah.
I got a beautiful wife and 3 kids. Can't afford to get fired on because your son didn't come in ready. So no matter what you might think about your child, I mean, we're all going to think highly of our kids, right? That's what we're supposed to do as parents. But this is a business. This is life. This is our lives, right? So that's the one thing. Understand that this thing is now become something totally different. It's not just college basketball what we once knew it.
Yeah. It ain't just for the love.
No, it ain't for love. It ain't for now. It's win. It's win now. It's win now or get out of my face.
No, that's crazy, man. So, man, I want to take a step back to Louisville, right? What lessons I feel like that you learned in at that position over there? Like, what did you learn being an assistant coach at Louisville?
I learned how to show up every single day and still do the job. You know, obviously we weren't winning. First year we won 4 games. Second year we won 8 games. And I think at that point, my love for the game, my passion for young men and helping them get better and chase their dreams, it was challenged, right? It was first time. It was challenged. Obviously, I was blessed to work at Duke for 6 years and work with Jason Tatum and Zion Williamson and Marvin Bagley and all these basically lottery picks, right, that showed up every day and were the ultimate pros. At Louisville, I had talented players. I loved them. We worked every day. Scott Clark, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, Mike James, all of them. Like, great kids, guys that had the talent to be pros and are still chasing their dreams right now. But when you win 4 games, what are they going through, right? Their mentality, their feelings, their mental health. And then it's also, what about the coach's mental health? We still humans too.
Facts. We got the last one.
We still humans too, right? And I've never lost before. I never lost like that in my life. So I'm going home and I'm laying on my couch just looking at the ceiling like no TV on. I'm just thinking, but at that moment, and I never had any bad days. Like, I can say that I never had any bad days. So I might have laid there frustrated, mad, but as soon as I get that text from B Hunt, yo, coach, let's get in the gym tomorrow at 7 a.m. Let's go.
Okay.
You pop up. Let's go. You show up every single day. So I think for me, learning that while losing, when I win, it's the same thing. Never change. Never change as a coach. I always feel like if you change as a coach, you become that coach that doesn't show up for these kids, doesn't show up to help your players get better, it's time for you to get out the game.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, that's the main thing, right? We say it's a business because it is. That answer stays the same. This thing is still a business, but it's still about these kids. It's still about helping them chase their dream. It's still about helping them get in the gym. It's about helping them develop their games. That will never change. That's what I learned at Louisville.
Okay. Great. It's okay. So let's get back to Coach K now.
Yep.
Right. I think it was you 6 years with him.
6 years. Six plus 4. Just count the 4 years playing.
Just talk about just the Duke culture.
Yep.
You know, talk about, like, I feel like the way that he recruited was a little bit different. Like, cause like y'all might necessarily get the top guy. Y'all might get a guy who fills a role.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just talk about just how he looked about that, and then just what you learned from underneath Coach K.
Well, Coach K was the ultimate competitor, so everything he did was about winning. Everything was about winning. He recruited kids that wanted to win. Right? He comes up to DC and gets a Tyler Thornton, a winner. He gets a Quinn Cook, a winner. He comes and gets me, winner. Right? We all won, and that's what he saw. Obviously, he saw our talent.
Right.
Right? This area has a lot of talent, but he was going to say, all right, well, does he win? Right? That's probably the first question he was asking us. Does he come from a winning program? Right? So he always looked for that, found it. Go get the most talented kid, but that might not get you wins.
Right.
That might not get you wins. Go get those talented kids that are about winning and are about the program, that I come in and gonna be selfless to their teammates, gonna make the winning plays, gonna die for a loose ball, gonna make the extra pass every time. Not sometimes, every time gonna make the extra pass. So at the end of the day, when we're winning games, everybody's looking good. Everybody's gonna look good when we win. One of my favorite saying is, if we win, we all win. Everybody's always gonna have their own personal agendas, but you can't get your own personal agenda done playing basketball. You might as well go play tennis. If you have your own personal agenda, right? It's a team sport. So everything I wanted in this from this game, makes the NBA and all that good stuff, I wasn't gonna get that if I had lost at Duke. If I lost, the NBA don't want somebody that's lost. They want winners too. So that's what Coach K instilled in us from the first day we got there. From weight room, conditioning, to the court stuff, winning. Find winners, breed winners, throw them into the culture of winning, and then let their game speak for itself.
I got a question. Is it true that when Jason Tatum, I heard this story that Coach K called Jason Tatum and asked him about, are you ready to lead this team? And Jason Tatum was like, I don't know. And then Coach K hung the phone up on him and then called him the next day and did the same thing until Jason Tatum was like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, he couldn't understand. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true. Coach K was a mastermind. Even if they slightly had we'll say, like a loser mentality, even a little bit of ounce of it, you'd have to get it out of them, right? Because when you have a little bit of that in you, and when we say loser mentality, it's not calling a kid a loser. It's basically they have losing ways when it comes to the game, right?
Break that down a little.
So losing ways when it comes to the game is going back to it's about me.
Okay.
It's about me. That's a losing way. Everything I'm doing on this court, when I step onto the court, I'm trying to score 30. I'm not going to make the extra pass. This play right here is for me. If you can't make plays for your teammate, those are losing ways. If you can make plays for somebody else, those are winning ways. Those are winning habits. So we had to quickly, if anybody had a little bit of that, that's why summer school is important. You get that out of them. You get that out of them. Hey, that's you're not playing the right way. That's not how we're going to win games. You want to win it, right? Absolutely. All right, well, that ain't going to get it done. So you're just constantly teaching them until it's out of them. And what I say, it takes 2 weeks to create a habit, 2 weeks or more, right? Depending on how bad the habit is, right? But you do something consistently for 2 weeks, and we constantly as assistants, we're teaching it, saying it, one more, make the extra pass, one more. You know what? Get on the baseline, run. You're going to quickly get it out. Because nobody likes running.
Yeah.
Nobody likes being good. And then your teammates don't like it. So now, if you really don't want to change, you're losing ways as a player, whether it was at Duke or wherever you're at. If you don't want to change, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to stick out. And then your teammates going to start saying something to you. Yo, damn, man, when you going to pass the ball? When you going to make the extra pass? We making the one more to you. When you're the one dude that won't do it, they'll just push you aside. They'll push you aside. So those are the winning ways and the winning culture things that Coach was constantly harping on, and just make sure our guys were winners.
That's man. That's that. I mean, I could see. The program definitely speaks for itself, man. I definitely want to give you your flowers because I loved it when we had Tyler on, we had Quinn on, and they spoke very highly of you. They said that when they got up there, how you was a big brother, how you showed them the Duke way, and you was there pushing them. You know what I'm saying? So just for something like that, man, definitely want to commend you on that because when I was in Niagara, Coach Akbar, he recruited me, he was up there, but he made it the transition to college, right?
Yep.
For me, easy, and I really appreciate that. So when they was speaking about it, I felt it from them, right? And I was like, I said, oh, okay. So when he told me what he's having, I said, oh, I definitely got it. You know what I'm saying? Give him his flowers, something about that because everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? And break them and show them the way. Like that was cool.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's kind of really Coach K's way, right? It's who I was as a person, the way I was raised. But, it really comes down to the culture. Coach K taught us, if you want to be a great leader, you got to lead, right? And you have, obviously, those are my little brothers coming up in this area, but I did it with everyone, right? So whoever came in to Duke, they were under my wing, right? I treated them all like little brothers and tried to just teach them a way. All of them wanted to be pros. All right, well, this is how you do things. This is how you move. This is what this looks like. This is how you got to respond to coach. This is how you got to do it. I'm going to give you the easy blueprint. This is while I'm playing. Like, I'm a senior. I didn't have to, but it's what was expected of me to make sure the culture was the culture. These guys got better. They came in and they made sure the guys that came behind them understood what it was. And all of that, again, affect winning. Everything we did, whether it was off the court or on the court, we were trying to affect winning. And if it means bringing somebody along with you, that's what you had to do.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sounding like a head coach already right there, my brother. All right, so let's go back, man. Tell me about the emotions, how you felt when you got drafted, 21st overall to Portland. Like, tell us about that situation.
Oh, that was a amazing night. Like, I was in a little studio out in Upper Marlboro, Maryland with my family. Real small thing. Everybody was back at the crib, just chilling. And the one thing I remember about that night was when I got drafted, my mom didn't cry. But the one night she did cry was my graduation day. She cried when I graduated.
Okay.
That was the one time I was like, I'm thinking crying. Like, this is really, I'm just happy you graduated and got your degree to do. But so I remember saying that to her. We'd laugh about that. But when I got back to the crib, KD was there. Bees was there. Todd Lawson met us out at the club that night. Jeff Green, like all these guys that were already in the league showed up. And I think it just speaks to the brotherhood that we have here in the DMV when it comes to the basketball world. I mean, we're all a family, right? And I think that was the biggest thing I picked up and still remember to this day is how everybody showed up.
I think I showed up at that club that night too.
You probably would. Everybody was there. Everybody was there. Like, unfortunately, at a certain point, it got a little blurry.
That's what I was about to say.
I was like, I don't remember that. I remember that, but everybody, When I say everybody was there, everybody that was in Run and Shoot that I grew up with was in the club that night. Like, it wasn't really a club. It was like a family reunion.
Yeah.
It was like a family reunion, right? Everybody was there celebrating me. But really, for me, I was celebrating us because I know I couldn't have did it without all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys from this area pushed me to get to that night. They don't know it. They probably don't know it, but they did. They pushed me to get to that night and hear my name called. The DMV, I owe it to this city for doing that. And the city's still the same, right? The basketball world in this city is still the best in the world. It's still the best in the world. The brotherhood, I hope it's still there. Since I haven't been here, I've been in North Carolina and Louisville. But even when I go out and I see games about this area, there's nobody touching it. And that brotherhood that I speak of, it's real. is real. So all the guys that grew up and played here, that draft night was a testament to all that work.
Okay. So definitely played in the league, did some overseas in the G League. What would you say like the big main difference from playing in the G League and overseas?
The G League was just like I was in the G League for a little bit. I'll say it was easy. Because I played in the league, right? So G League going down there was just getting reps in. It was just getting reps in. Overseas was like college. So a little bit harder because it was like college sets, college plays. Guys were packing the paint. There was no illegal defense, right? So guys just packed the paint. So you had to really figure out how to score again in your college ways. So you had to remember everything, forget everything you did in the NBA and the G League and reinvent yourself over there and go back to the Duke days of scoring. So it kind of made it a little bit tougher because more length and more athleticism now because obviously all those guys were pros. So but I figured it out.
Hey. All right, so now we gonna keep rolling it back. So now we're going to Duke, right? So, and you spoke a little bit about it, saying the time at Duke, but elaborate more on your time, ACC Player of the Year, champion, if you because you elaborate on it, but just some more just around that time.
It was about the journey, right? It's about the journey because it didn't start out perfect. Going there as a McDonald's All-American and playing behind the older guys, Greg Paulus, DeMarcus Nelson. And this is different times now because if I came out now, I finished with, I think, 6 ESPN, I was probably a one and done.
Yeah.
Just off the paper alone, right? That was during the time where you went to school and you stayed 4 years. Bottom line, you weren't going early unless you were the freak athletes like Derrick Rose and Jared Bayless and obviously Bees. You had to be one of them. So going there, you're sitting behind these guys, you're trying to figure it out, you're going through it, you're mad, you feel like you should be playing. But it was little things like I didn't talk, right? I didn't dive for every loose ball. I didn't do the little things that would get me above those guys because those guys, Greg Paulus and Marcus, they were doing all those things. So I'd go home frustrated, mad, calling Coach Johnny Dalton, man, why can't I play? But, well, young fella, you're not talking. I'm not talking, but I'm busting their butt, right? Like, I'm killing them. Like, you don't talk, though, young fella. You got to figure it out. You got to learn the Duke way. You got to do this. You got to do that. I'm like, shut that. We talking about basketball. But, again, we spoke on it. It's the little things. Like, now, as a 36-year-old, I can sit back and be like, man, all right, maybe I wasn't ready because I wasn't doing those little things to affect winning. I told you, Coach K was about winning. So if he didn't feel like you could affect it in a way with your voice and with your energy every single day, you just weren't going to play. So from there, learned, I came back home, got in the gym, me and my trainer, Gary Lampkins, Oxon Hill, Maryland, little gym, always just 3 hours a day, go out to Columbia, Maryland, do my Vertimax and my speed training, go to Maryland.
Alfonso Rupp.
Yes, sir.
That's my guy.
AYG. Excellent on the
Make your game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got with them, and I go back my sophomore year. I take the starting spot. One of those guys was still there. I ended up starting my sophomore year, having a good year to start that year. And I'm getting a concussion mid-year, lose my starting job by the end of the year, get back in. I start rolling a little bit. Same thing, come back home. Again, this is why I pay so much homage to all the guys in the DMV. Every time I came home in the summertime, I got better, right? I had a chip on my shoulder. They had a chip on their shoulder. We butted heads, but we was getting better, right? We was in the lab. We was pushing each other. Go back my junior year. Now I start to take off. I know this year I'm going back. I don't care who's there. This is my year, right? So that year, I do everything I set out to do. Average 17 points a game, second team all ACC. When the Natty would do all that. So then at that point, now fast forward to the senior year, I thought about the draft a little bit, but not really. I think I was like projected late first, early second. So that wasn't really good enough for me. But then I see Kyrie Irving coming in behind me. And pause. You pause there.
I ain't say it. Hey, he's out there. No, I know you don't. I ain't do it. He was about to do it.
Y'all been getting it sometimes they don't say pause. So Kyrie's coming in. I'm like, man, we got a chance to do something really special, really, we have everything that we need that year to not lose a game. You got Kyrie, you got myself, you got Kyle Singler, you got 2 snipers and Seth Curry and Andre Dawkins. You got three different types of bigs. You have Mason Plumlee, who's a freak athlete that can handle and pass. You have his brother, Miles Plumlee, who could catch lobs, block shots, and defend. Then you have Ryan Kelly, who was your pick and pop big.
Mm-hmm.
So we had everything. And we start that year, we beat everybody. We beat Butler, who ended up being in the Final Four. We beat Kansas State with Jacob Pullen and Marquette. We beat Michigan State when Kyrie goes crazy against we had the guard. I know Draymond was on that team. Little Lucas, it was Kalen Lucas, I think his name.
Yeah.
He was on that team. They had a really good team. Kyrie goes crazy. We beat them by like 8 or 10 points. And then obviously Kyrie goes down in the Butler game. So at that point, all the work and everything I had put in, it just takes off. Funniest story I'll share is the first game that Kyrie's out.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I gotta be a point guard now. I gotta be a point guard. Kyrie's out, now I gotta just pass the ball. I think I had 2 points, but I had 10 assists. Probably my first game in college ever with 10 assists. After the game, Coach K calls me in the back. He's like, that wasn't it. I'm like, what? I'm not happy. I distributed. We won the game. We won a point guard. He's like, oh, I need you to be yourself and get everybody involved. I'm like, all right, bet. Say no more. Next game, I come out. I think I had 28, 7, 5 rebounds. And he's like, that's who you need to be. So again, he calls me back into his office after that game and said, that's it. So at that point, all right, say no more, I got you. So that's kind of how I became ACC Player of the Year, National Player of the Year, Yahoo Sports. Jimmer took all the other big awards, but still National Player of the Year, everything in the league. And then, unfortunately that year didn't end the way we wanted to, and losing Derek Williams in Arizona in the Sweet 16. But, that the whole journey was a process. The whole process of staying ready, staying in the lab, through the trials and tribulations. It's different times now, though. Like, right, with most likely now, I would have transferred in my first year, right? I would have transferred out, went and got more money. I'm out of here. I ain't sticking it out, right? The way we was all raised, right? Nah, you gonna stick it out, man, right? And if you transfer, you had to sit out a year, right? We wasn't sitting out a year, but my mom was like, nah, you gonna figure it out, right? You gonna figure it out. You staying there, you gonna figure it out. You chose to do it. You ain't running from that.
That's crazy. I'm just thinking about it. All of us stayed all four. Everybody in here, yeah. One other thing that was pretty cool, Tyler had talked about it, like roles, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was speaking about how he was cooking in preseason workouts or something, and then Coach K was like, that ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I want from you. Like, I want you to get everybody else better.
That's right.
And then on the flip side, you were trying to be that way, and he was just like, that ain't it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's so powerful when a coach can empower you and let you know exactly what you need to do. Sometimes if you don't really know, you just kind of out there guessing. And if you guessing, you probably can't be to the best of your abilities.
That's right. That's right. Coach K was a master communicator. Master. If you didn't know and you wanted to know, he was pretty open in telling you what it is he wanted from you and what you needed to do. Back during my time, it was more so an assistant was going to tell you exactly what it is that was going to give you a chance to get on the court. When I joined his coaching staff, it was really Coach K doing all of that with Jay Tatum and Marv and all those guys. Brandon Ingram, when they were struggling, Coach K would call them in with all of us in the office. Hey, look, I need you to be more aggressive, or you're not rebounding. If you rebound more, you can get the rebound and push it. You're saying you want the ball. You're saying you want to do this. Well, go get the rebound and push the ball. You watching every shot go up and you're not rebounding. So now he's challenging you and motivating you in a different way. And now you mess around and walk into 27 and 10 just because he tricks you. He tricks you into being more of a player by saying, go get more rebounds.
Nice. Depending on who it is, right? Some people will call that manipulation. Some people will call it leadership. It's a thin line between both.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I definitely see, as you've been talking about, the Duke way, right? And from those two instances from when Coach told you that's not it, And then the same situation with Tyler of still sitting back. And like you said, he could have got mad, couldn't be like, "How I'm out of here." But, it's about winning, right? And he was preaching about, it's about winners, you know what I'm saying? So he had to come in, play his role, get other people involved, you know what I'm saying, so they could win. So, you can tell that, it was, that Duke way, you know what I'm saying? Everybody kind of buying into to the culture and pushing that forward like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you buy into winning, and it just kind of just happens, especially at Duke. There's a guy in this room that actually bought into winning, right? He's always been a winner, but he bought into it at Duke. At first, he was kind of bought in, right? He's a scorer, right? Natural scorer. Was a leader, but he grew into being a better leader while at Duke. But then when he finally bought in, that 2015 national championship team that he led, they won because of him. Right.
And he made the big shot to clinch that thing up.
Yes. But people don't know it. When you have a leader like this guy, Quinn Cook, right, behind the scenes, doing little things with the team, right? Those are things that a lot of young men out here nowadays, they're not even thinking about, right? Especially when they going into a team, whether you're going to college and thinking about how can I affect this team? How can I affect winning? How can I help these guys get better? On that team, he had a bunch of freshmen, right? Tyus, Justice, Grayson Allen, and people are always going to talk about those guys, but they don't talk about the leadership. Well, where'd the leadership come from? You don't win with just talent, right? You don't win with just talent, which we spoke on. You win with guys that are leading the team. Those are the guys that are going to help you win. Our 2010 team, we had leadership, right? No team will ever win without leadership.
All right, so let's go back to the Oak Hill days, man. Speak about Oak Hill, playing with bees. How was that time?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, if you're from this area, you know Ty, you know bees. Those are two fun, active, energetic guys. Those are the best adjectives I would use to describe both of them.
That's a fact.
But to go up there with both of them. This guy, I was just telling somebody the other day, we almost had the best high school team of all time, but Slim decided to leave and come back to Montrose Christian. Could have been Ty, me, Bees, and KD, and Jeff Allen. I don't think there's a team out there, even the Bird team they talk about now with Cooper and DQ and them. They ain't messing with that five if it happens.
That five.
That's tough.
But going up there with some guys from back home made it easier, because you're up there in the middle of nowhere. Really in the middle of nowhere on a mountain, and it's cold up there. It's only up there. You got the gym, but we in the room at nighttime. You with your guys from home, So we talking basketball. We watching basketball. Whatever it is we're doing, everything was basketball, and we just constantly were just helping each other get better in the gym, late nights, early mornings, and that's also why I made that decision to go up there just to play a national schedule, play against the best every single night. And then just challenge myself to make sure I was ready for college.
Cool. Now, man, so let's jump back into this new era of basketball, right? College sports. If you have a kid that's in high school, right, how would you help them navigate going through this process?
How would I help them navigate this process? I think for me, navigating it from a basketball standpoint first, because basketball always has to be first. A lot of coaches now, the main thing has to remain the main thing, right? The game, right? If not, this money that these kids are able to make is going to be short-lived, right? Make 4 years of money, then you right out of it, right? You can't even go pro because all you was thinking about was the money that you were going to make during these 4 years. Well, you have a whole lot of life ahead of you after your 4 years of college, a whole lot of life. And if that's all you're thinking about is the short-term money, then that's your first mistake. The main thing got to be the main thing. Continue to work on your game, get better, know the game. We're starting to look overseas now. The game now in college is becoming global. We're not just looking at college. We got a kid coming from Serbia here soon, right? We're looking overseas because those kids know how to play. They know how to play. They're playing basically pro basketball over there now without getting paid so they can come to college. And we can pay them too, right? So all the kids in America have to understand your IQ has to be there. You have to know how to play, right? Or, I mean, I think Illinois has basically a whole European team.
They do. They do.
A whole European team. So again, it goes back to my main point. Keep the main thing, right? If you get sidetracked and y'all start thinking about the money that you can bring, and you lose your focus of making to the NBA, that's what it all started with, right? We all started with a ball and a dream. That the dream can't get derailed because you're making $200,000 when you go into college. Then if you kill, you make $600,000. If you kill again, maybe you get up to $900 or $1 million, right? But then you think you made it. You didn't make it. You still didn't get your name called on draft night.
Yeah.
Far from it. So the end goal is still get your name called on draft night, right? And if you don't, then obviously then you're right back to the drawing board and still trying to figure out how to make it. That's where this thing has gotten tricky. And that's where I think the main thing, got to stay the main thing. Got to keep working on your game. Got to keep getting your knowledge of the game. Because every coach wants to win. Every coach has to win. Has to win right away. Now college coaches are going to have 3 to 4 years max to win. Because we're giving you $10 million and telling you to go build a roster and you lose, you out. You're out. You're out. So these kids have to come in ready, have to come in prepared to play, and got to really start approaching this thing like the European landscape of getting better, right? Having the right coaches, having the right trainers, making sure you're not just working on ISO dribble moves, because that's probably not what you're going to do when you get to college. Can you make a catch and shoot 3? Can you make a one more extra pass to your teammate that's wide open? Do you know how to stampede? Can you get in the paint and play off 2 feet and make the right play? Or are you going to get in there all the time and shoot up a shot and miss? And then now you're getting subbed out and now you're mad. Then you're going to transfer, because then now you're going to transfer and now you got a new team that's doing the same thing. Now you're going to transfer again. Then you do the same thing at the next school. Now you're going to transfer again. Now you're at your 4th school in 4 years. And now what have you gotten from this game? Hey,
Maybe a few checks.
a couple checks. A couple checks and 500 points because you ain't played.
See, hey, let me ask you this. I always say like the American, A10, there's a few other conferences that I always tell the kids, the high school kids, it might not be in your best interest to go Power 5, right? And I think all of us can attest to this. Like coming out 18 years old, it don't matter who you was playing at 21 if they was nice. It's tough to go against that kid because he just has he's stronger. He understands how to play. And unless you like a lottery guy, you're going to have a tough time really dealing with him. You know what I mean? But I feel like the American, the A10, is a couple, like I said, it's a couple more. It's a good starting place. I'm giving you a chance to recruit online real quick. You know what I mean? Just talk about why you feel like Memphis is a good place for, you know, if y'all are recruiting high school guys, the ones that you are, why is that an important spot?
It's important to play. So I 100% agree with what you're saying. It's important to play. If you are one of them, right, and you feel like you can go somewhere at the highest level, P5 level, ACC, Big 12,
Big East,
you feel like you can go in and play right away, go get it. Go get it. By all means, go get it. But if you don't feel like you can go get it and play meaningful minutes, right? Because again, we talked about the landscape. If you go there and you don't go get it and you're not ready, your IQ is not there, and you're going to be on that bench, figure it out. What are you probably going to do? Transfer. Right? So now you already running from it. Now again, if you're going to go somewhere, I'm always going to say, don't run from the grind. Right? Don't run from, if you're going to go to that level, don't run from the grind. You chose that school. You chose to go there. You feel like you're one of them. You're, right? All these kids call each other, you're him. You're that, you're league, right? Are you though? Because if you are, you stay there and you grind and you figure it out. Now, on the flip side, if you want to go somewhere, you want to get better, you want to play, you want to get on the court, you want an opportunity, then you might have to look at the A10 or these other leagues that might not be what you want it to be. But at the end of the day, you playing basketball. You playing basketball. At the end of the day, these NBA scouts are going to find you. They're going to find you wherever. Right? So that's my recruitment pitch right there. They're going to find you wherever.
Yeah.
Don't matter what league you in. If you can hoop, you can hoop. Go where you can play. Don't go sit on the bench, right, and be upset. Go get you maybe a little less money, right? Because everybody's school budget is different, right? There's crazy numbers out there what every school pay revenues has, whatever, right? But we know now with the revenue share payment that the bigger school is going to have bigger money.
Right.
As if the bigger football school is going to have bigger money because now all that football money is going to the pot for the school, right? So if you can go somewhere and play. If you kill, now you have an opportunity to go 3 more years at a bigger school, right? To where you're still going to get more money, right? And now you actually ready to play.
Nah, man, that's cool, man. So you mentioned it about overseas guys and why they are enticing the grab, but also just talk about the transfer portal and why you guys decide to go transfer portal instead of recruiting as many high school guys.
Yep. Older, ready, know how to play. That's it. Older, ready, know how to play can help affect winning. We have a lot of film on those guys. We see them. We've seen where they were. We have enough highlights. We have enough highlights and games to watch and study to say, okay, this kid can come and help us win right now. That's what it comes down to. I think that's why so many schools out there have hit this portal strong every year. I think you're starting to see less and less coaches out recruiting at high school events. They might send 1 or 2 guys out. The rest are just back on campus with their guys because then we have a team right now of 13 new guys, right? So we really have time to be out recruiting? Not really. Every year you have to lock in with that 13 new guys and reteach, right? They come in from a new school that did a different defense. You got to reteach defensive habits that you want them to do. You got to reteach with 13 new guys. And if you're doing that constantly every single year, it's hard to get out here on this road and watch high school kids.
Do you feel like y'all got to recruit your players back, or you just be like, man, I know they gone?
Absolutely, you do. Yeah, we had to do it this summer. You gotta re-recruit. But I feel like, you know, for us and Coach Penny Harvey does an amazing job of player development. You know, so for our guys, we're getting them better, right? And if they know that they're getting better throughout the year, you won't lose them to the portal, you know, because they feel like you were invested in them and you were working with them all year long. Oh, throw yourself into the city, throw yourself into this, throw yourself to the campus and blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, it's different times. It's about basketball and it's about winning, right? So when you come in these doors, all 13 of you would get to the room. All right, so how you come from, I'm going to say random schools. You come from Illinois, you come from Kansas, you come from Wichita State, you come from Temple. All right, well, how do we mesh this thing in these next 3 months to get us to a winning team in 3 months? And you go home in August. So have June, July, then we have September, for really like 2 weeks in October. Then we start an exhibition game, so it's not that long to really build a team. So if you're not talking about winning from the minute they get there, you're behind. So all we do right now is talk about winning and winning everything. Win the weight roll, win the track, win the conditioning, win every drill, win every defensive slide, win it, winning. We preach that every single day and get them bought into winning. We have to get them talking, calling for one more, making the extra pass, good to great. And if we do that constantly, again, to look at those 2 weeks, we got to train bad habits. We got to get rid of the bad habits, teach our habits, and get them playing great basketball.
Hey, man, you know how sometimes you just had these random skits that come up out of a show? Like, I want a word count on how many times Nolan has said winning today. Nolan has said winning about 50 times. It just show you what he about. Winning.
You know what the topic of this episode gonna be.
Nice.
You know, one thing I want to go back when we was talking, right? Like as a coach, and we say, hey, at the end of the day, it's still about the kids.
Yep.
And I was wondering, like, how that's gonna get kind of blurred because we have to win now.
Mm-hmm.
This budget is out there. It's that pressure on us to win now. Then we kind of going recruiting the older kids where we're not doing as much of development now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, are we looking at it like you 21, you 22, ain't no kid no more. You kind of grown. So, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, so like how that get blurred far as the main thing being as a coach, it's still about these kids.
for me, it will never get blurred because the human aspect to it is they're still kids. Even though they're making way more money than me, right? That's the crazy thing. These kids are making more money than coaches, way more. It doesn't matter, right? They're still college kids, right? Just very rich ones. So you don't lose that human aspect to it, that I still have a job to do, which is be a big brother / unc. They call me unc now, which is crazy. I thought unc was like 45, right? I'm unc. So now that I'm big bro unc, I got to be big bro / unc / Coach Smith. Right? I got to wear all those hats with these kids because bottom line, when they're done with these 4 years, it's the real world. So we still have to teach, right? Even though we go and say it's a business and that, for me, it's still not a business. For me, I still do this thing because I love these kids. I love teaching. I love coaching. I love being that mentor for them. So that for me, that would never change for Coach Hardaway. I know that's who he is. That's why I'm with him. That's why I love the culture at Memphis basketball right now, because our focus is player development, making sure they're ready for when they get out. And that's on and off the court. We still have a job to do. We still have to teach. And that's life skills. That's basketball skills. That's taxes. That's all the things that come with being a coach. You know, even though it's a business, you're still a coach. You're still a coach. You're still a college coach at that. You want to go just be about basketball, go be an NBA coach, right? NBA coach, you just coaching basketball. That's it. You ain't got no relationship. They don't really want you to know their family. It's these 3 hours in the gym in the NBA and it's basketball. I'm a paid rebounder. I'm coaching them, right? Putting through drills. College is still college. So that would never change.
Okay. So, man, it's a segue we like, man. Let's just say it's 10 seconds left. Right? Going back to playing days. 10 seconds left. We need a butt, right? You down 2 or down 1? It's down 1. You down 1, right? Where you want the ball, and then what's your go-to move?
So I have the ball?
Yeah, you got the ball. You playing. You gonna give it to somebody else?
No, sir.
Okay.
No. So I have the ball. 10 seconds left. I'm down 1.
Yeah.
Give me the ball, top of the key. I'm gonna hit him with the triple D. Twing, cross, twing, cross, twing. Big right to left. Get to my left elbow for a pull-up game.
Okay. I think I caught Chris right on them. Okay, I like that. So, man, you done played against everybody. Like, who was some of your toughest players you had to guard against?
College, Todd Lawson, Gravis Vasquez. 2 different types of guards. One big guard, one small and quick. High school, you say, can I go back to high school? Chris Wright, right? Chris Wright.
Y'all ended up playing against each other?
Say just in the gym.
Oh,
We never played each other, but just in the gym. Just high school competitive.
Yeah, I'm sure that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it ever feel like you could block his mid-range shot, but you just couldn't get to it? It looked like you could block it.
Yeah. Couldn't get to it. And then obviously Russ Westbrook.
Yes.
Yeah. My first career NBA start came against Russ, and it was just downhill for 48 minutes.
And then his launch is so far away from the rim.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as soon as you hit the free throw line, you know that was young Russ.
He might take off and just go straight through your chin. You ain't got no choice but to move out the way.
Yeah. All right, man. So we coming to the end, man. We everybody want to be successful, right? And handling the success is probably where a lot of people kind of fail at. Tell the audience, like, some of the ways where how you can maintain and handle the success.
Oh, that's a great question. How so maintain and handle your success? I think it's just being a professional every single day. I think that starts in high school. Even though you're a young man, a young lady, trying to chase your dream, trying to be successful, it's every single day. There's times where you might, you're going to want to be a kid and go to high school parties, but it's decisions that you make. Your decisions that you make at an early age can affect you for the rest of your life, I learned that very early as far as like, all right, you have a dream, all right, well, this is what it takes to chase your dream. Okay, well, you got to be professional. You got to show up every day. If this is who you want to be, then this has to be who you are. And this is it every single day. Show up, be professional, be respectful, get in the gym, treat that the same exact way. So really, when you leave the gym and you're back in your car and you're driving, now you're outside, now you're no longer a basketball player, you're really the same person. So you're a professional at all times. ain't no light switch with it. Ain't no on and off of being professional, because you're always being watched. You're always being evaluated. You always have to do the right thing, because one decision can derail all. And you're done. Right? The decision makers typically don't look like us. They typically don't look like us. So if you're a young brother, a young sister growing up in the DMV or wherever you're growing up at, right, if you make one wrong move, you got crawled right back up. And that's a long crawl. That's a long climb back to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're saying you want to be professional, show up every single day, be professional. Be professional.
Hey, that was good, man. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to speak on before we close out?
No, and we did it all. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for the show, man. This is to me a classic episode, man. I think there's a lot of gems on here that a lot of parents and kids can take from. You know, I'm wishing you much success this year.
Appreciate you.
I gotta find a way to get to a game. Memphis is how long a drive is that?
Right, that's a hike. It's on the other side of Tennessee.
Yeah, it's on the other side. See, you know, we got 5 and now, and them airplanes tickets are.
We go to Temple, or we're at Temple, so
we gotta figure out Temple. We got if you don't got too many people ask tickets, you know. But man, that's it on our end, man. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share,
And always stay game related.